afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our practice day second round press conferences. A couple of reminders before we begin. First, please silence all cell phones. Flash photography is not permitted. Video recording of the press conference with cell phone or camera is prohibited. If you want to get the recording, you can download it afterwards on the NCAA Digital Media Hub. Please ask that you direct your questions about topics related to the upcoming game only. If you're joining us on Zoom, use the raise hand function for questions. We'll address all questions in the room first and then get to Zoom as time allows. And we ask that you please state your name and affiliation each time you ask a question, and please say who your question is directed towards. Joining us in the press conference now are our student athletes from High Point University, Rob Martin, Owen Aquino, and Cameron Fletcher. And at this time, we'll open it to questions. Please raise your hand and we'll bring a microphone to you. Start right down here.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. This goes for any of you guys. How long did you guys celebrate last night before, or even earlier this morning, until you shifted the focus on to tomorrow's game?
I mean, our phone's been blowing up, but we got a quick turnaround, so just focusing on the next game. It was a great win, of course, but now we got a tough team tomorrow, so we celebrated, but not too much. We still got more work to do, and now Arkansas is our main focus.
Thanks. Right
Jack Magruder from Field Level Media. Rob and the others, what do you know much about Arkansas right now? Have you seen Acuff play or some of their players?
Yeah, of course. We've seen they got pro potential NBA players on their team, so they're very athletic. They rebound well. So we got to bring it. We focus on our game plan, and we know they're going to make tough shots, but just stand poised and, yeah.
I mean, I'll say, there's a lot of names out there, but we're just going to play high point basketball. There's not a lot of pressure for us. We're the underdogs right now, so we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. I would like each of you to answer this question. Now that you guys have won, your school's getting a lot of press. A lot of people are learning more and more about campus. So you have a steakhouse on campus that's included in the meal plan. How often do you guys dine there during the week? And what is your go-to order?
I only been on my visit. I haven't been outside the visit, but I think I got like steak and something. But I only been one time, so.
I've never been.
Yeah, like Rob, I've been in my visit, but it's really nice. It's really nice.
Right down here in front, and then we'll come over here.
Kristen Peak, Hoops HQ. I guess for Cam or Owen and all three of you, I mean, do you guys kind of echo the sentiment of your head coach in the sense where you feel like the high major teams were ducking playing you guys because you knew how good you were, and how fun is it now to show, what you said, like what high point basketball is?
Yeah, I think it was some teams that ducked us this year, but I mean, like Coach Flynn said, we're here now, so there's no ducking anymore.
You have to play us, right? You have to play us now.
Yeah, it's no ducking for sure.
Right down here.
Gabriella Radburn, High Point University. Question for Cam. How do you feel facing your former head coach tomorrow?
It's just another game for me. Obviously, people would say it's a lot of pressure for me because going to Kentucky with Coach Kyle, and now I'm playing against him in one of the biggest games of my life. I just treat it like a regular game.
James Burchin, the Basketball Academy. Rob, you did such a tremendous job yesterday of attacking ball screens.
Yeah.
Was there a certain coverage that you guys were really attacking, or is there one that tomorrow that you guys are really going to utilize to attack? Yeah. Or does the screener have autonomy on where he gets to set his screen?
I mean, all credit to Owen. He set great screens, good screen setter, but really just attacking the weaker defender, getting downhill, using my speed to my advantage, and just reading the defense. But we definitely try to attack the weaker defender, and I feel like that's what we did yesterday. And then tomorrow we have the same game plan ready for it. So.
Here.
Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. Rob, whether it's an individual thing or a team thing, what's the biggest key which you've seen on film in guarding Acuff, and how important is it to make him work at the other end as well?
I mean, he's a great player. He's going to make tough shots. But I do see that they do a lot of ISO. So just being in the gap, having a lot of hands, making him see bodies, making him pass the ball and deny him a lot. So he's a great player. But I'm ready to play for sure. And our guys are ready to play and compete at a high level.
Over here.
Yeah, Sean Walker from KSL in Salt Lake City. For any of you guys, really, Coach likes to keep the focus on your guys winning, what you guys are building, on you guys, the players. But can we put a little bit of shine on Coach Clayman? Just what's he like? What kind of an impact has he had on either of you personally, professionally, basketball-wise, whatever?
I say he's kind of insane. Nah, I'm not. He ain't insane, but he's a great coach. He's not insane. He's not insane. He's a great coach, though. He brings it each and every day. Our guys love him. He work hard. Super proud of him and him believing in us and trusting us to go out there and to make the plays. But he's a super cool guy. Have a great relationship with him. And yeah.
Owen or Cameron?
Well, Rob said Coach Flynn is the same, but to credit, I could say that I feel like he will have a lot of success at this coaching level because of that. It could be a gift and a curse. Like I told Lil Rob the other day, it's crazy. I told him, like, him and Coach Cal got a lot of similarities, and I can see Coach Flynn having a lot of success at being a head basketball coach because of that, him being insane. So I feel like it kind of can be a good thing because he kind of motivates us to go out there and go dominate a game. So it's a good thing.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. Kind of building off of that, you had a lot of people got to see Coach for the first time, see how he talks, and you even had Charles Barkley saying like he wishes he could play for a guy like that. I'm curious to know from all three of you, what is it about him that you say he's insane, but what is it that you guys love playing for him?
He's like a great motivator to us. I mean, before every game this year, he's getting routed up and he's getting hyped for us to go play, no matter if it's Presbyterian or Wisconsin. He has the same mindset every time. So him just getting fired up before the games and getting the whole team fired up before the games is good for us.
Yeah, I'll say the moment he started recruiting me, whenever I was having those conversations with him, I can like already feeling like he's a winner. So that's why I committed here, because I want to come here again. And I mean, it's working well right now.
Do we have any other questions? Down here.
Trey Dare with KWA, the Big Trail Nation. Rob, question for you. Naturally, there's so much attention on Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas. How much are you embracing the opportunity to showcase your skills and what High Point basketball is about?
I mean, I'm going to just go out there and do what I've been doing the whole year, just playing High Point basketball, reading the defense and seeing where I could attack the defense, and if it's open for me, then I'll take it, or if not, my teammates. But like I said before, he's a great player, so you're going to have to see bodies as well. But on the offensive end, I feel like I got an advantage, being able to get downhill super quick and stuff like that, change the pace. So I'm excited. I can't wait to show the world what I can do, and hopefully we come out with a dub.
Back to Lindsay.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. You guys, a lot of casual basketball fans like tune in to March Madness, right? And they haven't been following all year, and they can easily get starstruck by these guys who are like future lottery picks, that type of thing. But you guys have played against these players a lot, like on the circuit when you were younger. I wonder how much do you think it helps that you're maybe not starstruck by them because you've been around them in terms of just being able to pull off an upset?
I mean, me and Cam been playing with pros our whole life, playing against pros, EYBL circuit, high school, and just knowing that they got to tie our shoes just like we tie our shoes. I mean, of course they're great players. They going to probably the next level, but we just got to go out there, compete, play hard, and the results hopefully come back to High Point favorite.
Any other questions? Right over here.
Yeah, Rhett Vassar, BYU Idaho Scroll. I guess for any of you guys, the question is this. You guys have won 15 straight games now. How do you guys stay focused heading into an incredibly tough matchup against Acuff and Thomas and all these other guys? What is it that keeps you guys humble and hungry going into this huge game?
I say just doing what got us here, not acting brand new or doing anything different, just playing high point basketball like we've been doing this whole year that got us to win those 15 games. So it's different players, but it's the same game plan for us, and just continue to play high point basketball.
Yeah, I'll say we've been talking about this moment since June, so I don't think we're surprised that we're here. I think we belong here, so we're going to keep doing what we've been doing.
Anything else? All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll have Coach Clayman at 1:55. All right, once again, our reminders before we begin. Please silence all cell phones. Flash photography is not permitted. Video recording with cell phones or cameras is prohibited. You can download the press conference video afterwards on the NCAA Media Hub. We ask that you please direct your questions towards the upcoming game only. If you're on Zoom, please raise your hand. Use the raise hand function. We'll address all questions in the interview room first, and then we'll get to Zoom as time allows. And please state your name and affiliation each time you ask a question. Joining us now is High Point head coach Flynn Clayman. Welcome back, and if we want to make an opening statement, go ahead, and then we'll open it to questions.
Yeah, I'll just say again, really proud for our university, really proud for our guys who worked so hard, so proud of our students who got to fly all the way here, and it wasn't a quick trip for them. They get to stay. You know, we had to travel further than any team in the NCAA tournament. I saw a graphic, the most miles, and we still got our students out here. So for them to get to stay for a few more days and see another game is a dream come true for them. So yeah, we're just soaking it all in, but we're getting ready for a really good Arkansas team. We had a great prep today, and we feel ready to go.
If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll bring a microphone to you. Start with Lindsay.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. Okay, Flynn, I heard Katie and Quinn did get on a flight this morning, so they're gone. But I'm wondering, how does being married to another coach, someone who really understands your profession, make you a better coach?
Yeah, she does. She does make me a better coach. She sees things with our team and gives me pointers. She had pointers in the Big South tournament, and she's doing scouts for me. She's out there scouting Arkansas after our game. You know, it's just been perfect. You know, I love the game of basketball, and then to find a woman that I love more than the game of basketball, I thought that was impossible, but it happened. And it's probably partly because she loves the game too. So she talked about staying for a second, but then she's like, I got to be with my team, and I'm like, yeah, you got to do it. And so it's just a dream come true marriage, and couldn't be happier.
Over here.
Jerry Brewer with The Athletic. Coach, your lifelong dream of being a coach, like how far back did that go, and how deep was your obsession about coaching as a kid?
That's a great question. It goes back to when I was young. I mean, it's kind of interesting that we played Wisconsin yesterday. So my dad did a one-man show, wrote and produced a one-man show on Vince Lombardi called The Life and Times of Vince Lombardi, and I used to do the lights for it. And I started to see Vince every day and the things he would talk about, and kind of just, obviously my dad loved coaches and coaching if he's going to write a show like that and produce it. And then when the show blew up, like I got Bart Starr started coming, and Willie Davis, like I got to meet all these Packer legends. It's awesome. So my dad's always had an interest in coaching. You know, he knew John Wooden well. He used to pick him up every day and drop him off at his summer camp. So he's just kind of had it in my ear. And then when I started playing, I started, you know, just paying real close attention to my coaches. I had a ton of great coaches throughout my career. Like the first at Colorado State, you know, Tim Miles was on staff, obviously our head coach, but Nico Medved's there, Craig Smith, who, you know, was the coach at Utah State and went to the tournament a bunch. And I was a journeyman player, even overseas, played for 8 teams, you know, so I got to pick up a lot of little nuggets, and I had a ton of interest in it. Didn't know that I really wanted to coach. Got into graduate assistant at Southern Utah to get a master's degree when I stopped playing, and then once I got there, I realized how much I loved coaching, and I wanted to invest my life in it.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. going back to you and Katie, I first want to ask, what was it like to be able to celebrate the win yesterday? And then also now that you have kind of a bit of a dilemma where you guys are almost kind of playing at the same time on Saturday. So what's going to be the game plan on being able to support each other from afar?
Yeah, I mean, we're used to it. We're used to kind of missing some games. She'll be trying to track on her. She's at 7. Is that Central Time? Is Nashville Eastern or? Yeah. So, and then so she should be able to watch it if I'm not mistaken, right? So I'll be able to catch it on my phone a little bit before the game. Obviously, I'll be getting ready for our game, but this is something we're used to.
Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. Coach, obviously a lot's been made about Fletcher going against Coach Cal, but I'm just curious, in what ways has made his addition to your roster valuable, and how have you seen him grow maybe from beginning of the year to now?
Yeah, Cam has just worked really hard on himself, on his game, on a lot of things. And I honestly don't think we'd be sitting here right now if he didn't come back and do what he did. Like he had 19 rebounds. So when we played Winthrop in the Big South title game, they were up 7-0 on the offensive glass to start that game, and we were having some trouble. And Cam comes in and gets 19 rebounds, and he kind of put us in this spot. So I just couldn't be happier for him. Obviously, yesterday he was great again. We don't win that game yesterday if he's not getting us 11 rebounds, and hitting big shots. So he's worked really hard on himself, worked really hard in this game. So I just couldn't be happier that at this point in his career, it's coming together for him.
Trey Dare, the Big 12 Nation KNWA. Flynn, what really stands out to you about Arkansas's guard play with Thomas and Acuff, and in particular the speed, the tempo they play with? Everything.
They're perfect basketball players for the most part. That's why they're going to be lottery picks. You get to a certain point in this game where a level of there's not a whole lot you can do when guys are that good. You got to just try to do your best to slow them down a little bit, and then you understand that you're going to have to score points to beat a team like that. There's a reason why you don't have 70 games in the NBA, right? Like, it's not because you don't have good defensive coaches. It's that when you get to a certain level, like, there's going to be better offense. Those guys are going to score. We just got to do our best to try to make them as inefficient as possible.
James Perchin, the Basketball Academy. Coach, you do a tremendous job of valuing going off 2 feet and having controlled finishes. You can really see that in yesterday's game. What micro skills did you guys do in the offseason so your players really understand that we have to have controlled finishes or else shots are going to get blocked?
Yeah, that's been that's become very popular amongst coaching, is playing off 2 feet. I mean, I don't know who first got it going, but you probably credit like Jay Wright and Villanova when they won those 2 national titles. They were making that really popular, and then it's kind of spread. So that's something we've been doing. We've had very efficient offenses the last few years, and we try to play off 2 feet in the paint. Now obviously if you have an angle and you can get to the basket, go score it. But playing off 2 feet just allows you to not have turnovers, to make simple plays, basically not beat yourself is what that does for you.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. I love Jalen Brunson and his footwork, I just wanted to say. There's been a lot of talk this whole season about mid-majors struggling to schedule high-major teams, and the guys were just sitting here kind of saying, you can't hide from mid-majors when you're in the NCAA tournament. A lot of times coaches who have success in this tournament at smaller schools get a shot at a bigger school. If that happens for you now or in the future, would you commit to scheduling schools like High Point, like Miami of Ohio?
Yeah, so I felt like maybe my comments were a little misunderstood yesterday. What the problem I have is that the high majors are not incentivized to play these games. So I'm not blaming high major schools. They're doing what's best for their program. I would love to see a system for the fans and for the game of college basketball where it's better for them to play those games. And I've seen over my time, I love college basketball. This is my passion. I was a ball boy for USC. Like when we went to the Elite Eight in '97, I think it was. Like, I've loved this since I was a kid. I've seen over time that now the good mid-majors don't get a chance to play anymore because of the system. And if we can just tweak that a little bit, then they'll be right back to playing. Fans deserve to see High Point versus a good team in the non-conference, Belmont versus a good team. You can run down the list. I mean, look at Santa Clara today. What a game that is, right? They deserve to get games. It shouldn't just be the ones that are really struggling that get games, but I put zero blame on high major programs for doing what's best for them.
Over here.
Coach Jack Magruder from Field Level Media. How would you describe your motivational style? Your players up here earlier use the word insane and in an endearing way, but what would you say to that?
I just try to be authentic in who I am. I love the game. I want what's best for these guys. You know, when I'm out there getting mad about things, it's because I want them to win and I want them to have that experience that they had, you know, and that's really all it comes from, is helping guys reach their full potential. We've seen a ton of guys elevate, you know, they came in a certain level and now they're playing at another level. Like that's all I'm trying to do with it. But I think coaches who have their team play hard for them, they have to be authentic in who they are. Like, you have different personalities. You know, like you could take John Wooden and Bob Knight, two completely different personalities, right? But players love playing for both and played really hard for both, right? And I think if you're just authentic with your guys, they're going to want to play hard for you.
Jordan does the USA Today. It's kind of funny building on that. You know, people saw how fiery you are on the sideline, but then heard from your wife saying that, oh, she could tell you were having so much fun doing it. And I know maybe people will not really see that, but I'm curious, like, how much fun has all of this been, just being on the sideline, being in this, just coaching this team, and just being here?
I mean, yesterday was the least pressure we felt any game. It was the most fun we had, and it played out kind of like I was hoping. You know, we were favorites in 34 of our 34 games this year. Literally, that's not an exaggeration. So we kind of had the weight off our shoulders, and we had fun. We had a ton of fun yesterday. Chase was just, I mean, you just can't make that stuff up. And really, I think some of the other really good performances got overshadowed a little bit because he was so special. Like Rob Martin, 10 assists, 1 turnover with 20 points. I mean, Cam Fletcher to come out after a lot of people kind of checked out on him and thought he's not going to, he gets 14-11 and beats Wisconsin. Like, we had fun yesterday, and we're going to keep having fun. We've felt a ton of pressure this year, to be honest, and it's great because pressure is a privilege. That means you're in a good program. But now we're in a situation where we get to just shoot our shot and have fun.
Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. Coach, Arkansas played 6 guys yesterday, but they love to play fast as well. How do you balance maybe wanting to attack that and up the tempo because of their short rotation, but also knowing that they embrace that tempo as well?
Yeah, it's tough. Like, you're playing really good athletes. There's no great answer for that, honestly, when you're playing this level of player. I mean, look, we were really worried about Wisconsin's transition offense because they've been really good at it, and I thought we did a great job yesterday. You know, it was one of our better transition defense games. We were also really worried about their rebounding, and we won the glass, you know. So we're just going to go in this game and play us, do us, and see if we can, you know, like we did yesterday, you know, hold our own.
Impact.
James Perchin, the Basketball Academy. Coach, you do something different that I've seen from a lot of different coaches. During timeouts, you delegate to your assistants for offense or defense. What's the strategy behind that, and what are your assistants' roles?
Yeah, so I got to give credit to Coach Huss, you know, and how he laid the foundation for how we kind of operate. And he does it how Greg McDermott does it. At least that's what he's told me, you know, where you have an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator with a couple other assistants helping those coordinators. That might be a little different than traditional. Like traditional, you have 3 assistants, and then they rotate scout on just defense, you know. So I thought the coordinator system was really good. And he let me call a lot of plays and do a lot of things, and it helped our team. So I'm trying to do the same thing. You know, when you're the head coach and there's so much going on, and you have one person focused on offense, one focused on defense, one focused on special teams, even though you might feel like you're losing a little control at times, I think you're going to have more success, you know. So I'm just kind of copying what he did. He allowed me to be offensive coordinator. That let me grow a ton as a coach. I don't think if he didn't let me do that, I don't think I'd have been ready to be a head coach. You know, I just hadn't coached enough. I hadn't done enough live stuff in games. So for him to do that, it would be wrong of me to not let our coaches do that. And while I have a chance, you know, I don't think I've given enough credit, like Ben Fletcher and Corey Edwards, who do our defense, Anderson Clark, and Martinez Rubicus, who run our offense, and then Antoine Young, who runs our special teams, have done a fantastic job.
Jerry?
Jerry Brewer with The Athletic. Coach, your offensive system, in a high-paced game, you only had 6 turnovers. Obviously, like, that's a tenet of the way that you guys play. Guys don't seem to get caught in between in decision making. They're very decisive. Just how do you play so fast but are so good at taking care of the ball?
It starts with getting the right players. We targeted guys who didn't turn the ball over in our recruiting. That's very important to us. Everything we built this roster around was winning a conference tournament, right? Once you get here, now it's about matchups and but we had to make sure we won a conference tournament. I had lost as a 1 seed 3 times, and also as a 2 and 3 seed in very close conference tournament games, overtime games, because of silly turnovers. And I felt like maybe even slightly less talented players who just didn't turn it over when it mattered won them those tournaments. So we focus on it in recruiting, and then when we get them in skill development, like we talked about playing off 2 feet, making the simple play, not beating yourself, you know. But that's not coaching. Like Rob Martin came in here, he led the OVC last year in assist to turnover. You know, Conrad Martinez was a backup point guard at Arizona last year, and he never turned it over. You know, so I can't take too much credit for it, but we do try to teach our guys to play off 2 feet and make the simple play.
Nick Strenger with the Oregonian. Coach, I know you don't have any personal direct ties to the state of Oregon, but you have a lot of family ties to the state of Oregon. You had brothers that played at Lewis and Clark. That's like 30 minutes away. Your wife played for the Ducks 10 years ago, and I actually watched her playing when I was in grad school. So I guess, you know, how fun has it been to be, you know, the latest Clayman, to leave your mark in the state of Oregon, and how happy was your wife to be able to be here, even if it was only for a day or two?
Yeah, she was super excited about coming back here. You know, she went to Oregon for 4 years and was a good player for them. And obviously, yeah, my brothers played at Lewis and Clark, so I remember coming up and visiting them, and because they were in college before me, they're a little older than me, and coming to a couple of their games. So it's great. You know, I love the state of Oregon. And also on top of that, you know, we practiced at Portland State today. I used to coach in the Big Sky. We won a regular season championship there a couple of years ago. Those are good memories too. So I've had a lot of good memories out here.
Any other questions? In back.
John Seppi with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Kind of going back to what you were saying about the Vince Lombardi film, did you have much of a connection there to, like, did you feel more of a connection to the Packers? Kind of how did that kind of impact your life?
Oh, it was huge, you know, because like before the play got bigger, I was running the lights at times, and then we had a writer from the LA Times saw it and loved it, and when he put the article out, then that's when the Packer guys started coming and they loved it, and then he got to do the show at the Hall of Fame. So we went to the Hall of Fame and did it there, and then they actually opened the Super Bowl once with it. So I'm a Packer fan because we had no team in LA when I was growing up. We had college football and we had no pro team. So that was my only team, and they won the Super Bowl right around when I started becoming a fan in New Orleans against the Patriots, and so I've just stayed a fan. Like that's my team.
Anything else? Coach, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks.